Hello.
Right.
What?
That was me doing an impression of a zombie from the end of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer credits.
Well, yes, it occurred to me. I chose this game on a whim today, but it occurred to me it's rather nice thematically because while you're fighting zombies in The Walking Dead, I'm fighting zombies with plants. Yes, it's Plants vs
Well,
Zombies. It's
you say fighting them in
well,
Walking Dead, and they've taken a good old chunk, haven't they?
it's one of my favorite. Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games. This I played it a lot at university because the internet wasn't great. And it's a fairly easy game. You don't really have to think about. It's fun and wholesome, and I like the sense of humour.
My 9-year-old played this when he was 5.
Thank you. Uh, I am not.
No, just he enjoyed it. It was something he enjoyed doing.
I am not an elite gamer, hardcore gamer guy.
No, it may have come across as criticism. It wasn't intended to.
Uh,
Are you doing the whole campaign?
yeah,
Oh, nice.
I've done it a good few times before, and it shouldn't take that long either. Uh,
Ah, it'll be a couple of videos, three maybe four.
no, I
I
did
should
get.
think.
Yeah, probably. We might do some of the mini games, maybe even some of the challenges. I
Mm.
think we have to do some of the mini games as part of the campaign, but
Mm.
yes, we've. There was a Plants vs Zombies 2, I think. It was on the
That
iPad.
was.
I played a bit of it. I didn't think too much of it, although I did like some of the new plant ideas.
There were quite a lot of gimmicks in there.
Yeah, I think this is bog standard, but fun. I think.
Mm. It lost me when they went on the rooftops. This one.
No, well, I like that one. It's nice little twist because you've got to angle things because it's a slanted roof.
Mm. Wow. Oh, I did that topic.
Oh yeah, topics. How many have I got left?
Don't know.
Um,
You got your list.
I have to check. What? One, two, three. I've got three left.
I've got I've got 8 in a connections round.
Okay. Well, let's have. Should we have one of mine first? Because this is going to be quite concentration intensive.
Yeah, true. Go on.
Okay. So you may have heard there was a new Game of Thrones sequel announced some time ago. That sequel was, of course, the Jon Snow series
I had heard.
about Jon Snow's time after the main series Beyond the Wall with the
Without
Wildlings.
Egret.
Yeah. Now, I hate to tell you this, but that series has been cancelled.
I'm not surprised.
No, I don't usually put
No,
sunflowers in front of pea shooters, but I've seen them do it online, and it kind of makes sense to me, to be honest. Um,
because it's a nice little barrier.
yeah,
Nice cheap one before you get the
uh,
walnuts.
yeah.
And the
Although,
walnuts aren't as good as they ought to be.
yeah, I might, I don't know. I kind of prefer doing two lines of sunflowers because it just kind of work. I don't know.
Mm. So yeah, it's been cancelled.
Yes, and I can see why, to be honest, because there's not really a story there to tell.
No.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind them waiting, 20 years and then doing like a very short mini series showing what things are like 30 years after the fact. Where I mean, I talked about this in my post about after the end of Game of Thrones, where
Mm.
hypothetical stuff like Jon Snow's wildling son decides to claim his father's birthright with an army of wildlings and the North supporting him, and you know,
And what turned out to be the actual last giant.
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people died for Jon Snow.
Mm,
A lot of people died for a man who knows nothing.
yeah, yeah. But I'm sure Kit Harrington was invested because it always reminds me of The Office, the cast of The Office. A lot of them had podcasts, and there was that Stanley series that was cancelled because it was illegal or something. It was like a legal
Mm.
challenge to it because they didn't own the rights. Because those actors, that was a big fucking deal, and for a lot of them,
Yeah.
that was, a lot of them were jobbing actors, and it was the role that saw them attain success.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's
You
a
cling
hard.
on to that shit.
It's a hard.
You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. That's your thing. That's a hard thing to give up. But yeah.
I don't think I could give it up very easily.
Should we
That's for sure.
burn through mine?
What do you mean, burn through your topic?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. You got more you would want to add on it?
I've got 2 topics
Okay,
left.
go on then.
Um, there's been a new story out of Vietnam.
Ah, that's one of mine actually.
All right. Yes. Is this the corruption billionaire
Yeah,
who stole I want to say 44 billion?
it was a fucking shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Well,
you that
she's been
much.
sentenced to death.
Yeah, not very common for a woman to be sentenced to death for a white collar crime over
No,
there, from what I gather.
exactly. But one of the things that stood out to me was their talk of the fact that Vietnam aspires to be known as a rich country or get rich country status. But the issue they have is that a lot of their wealth comes from this sort of corruption,
Yeah,
and they've set themselves up for a bit of a difficulty because they like to fight against this because if it's a good way to stem any possible riots or anything, you know,
yeah, that makes sense.
because if you're a corrupt billionaire, you get punished.
Mm.
But they sort of need that to attain their rich person status goals. So it was an interesting little glimpse of Vietnam politics, which, believe it or not, I don't have a lot of insight into.
There's not an awful lot of it these days.
Well,
Presented
no.
to us.
Truth be told, I wasn't even sure it was a communist country these days. But
Wow.
according to that, it is.
Any chance to murder a capitalist, eh?
Yeah.
Even if they have it coming.
Mm.
Eat the rich.
Mm.
Well, maybe not eat them.
And my final topic, which may well be one of yours, there's been some university challenge scandal, hasn't there?
I don't know. This is news to me.
Well, apparently the host has pronounced the letter H wrong.
Oh, whoopty
He
fucking
said
do.
it as H rather than H, or H rather than H.
Who cares?
I don't know. I thought H was the right. I know. I thought it was a bit of a non-story, really.
And yet you put it down anyway.
Anything to avoid talking about Israel, Palestine, I guess.
Well, yeah.
News sources.
But it's funny you mentioned that.
Because Biden's doubled down. Is that going to be one of yours?
No, I haven't. I've not.
All right.
I've not got it on there.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
It's a joke that I had it on there when I don't have it on there.
Well. Oh, fuck it.
Boom.
All right.
It's like a Syrian embassy.
And guy jumps off a cruise ship. Easy Scrabble. Game of Thrones cancelled. Elon Musk. Monopoly. Vietnam. That connections round you ruined. The University Challenge. O'Day Simpson. Reform UK candidate. I've done them all right.
Right, shall I do mine?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that Sacha Baron Cohen and Isla Fisher are getting divorced?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it seems funny to me that they're getting their divorce has been announced very shortly after the
Yeah.
controversy regarding him and Rebel Wilson.
Would you like to recap that for our audience?
Well,
I am recording.
she's revealed a book,
Resume
or
game.
releasing a book, where she states that he was a bit of a bastard.
Yeah.
I don't know the specifics. He is threatening to legally challenge it, and everything she said about him is, quote, demonstrably false.
Demonstrably, but yeah.
So, that's a thing. And now he's getting divorced from his missus, Isla Fisher. I didn't know they were married, you know.
No, I didn't. I follow a subreddit. It's I can never pronounce it.
I bet you do, you dirty bastard.
Dumo.
Don't know.
I think it's Dumo. But it's like a gossip thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they a while ago they reported that an A-list actor had cheated on her husband a couple of times on Old Flame, and people were speculating that maybe that's one of the reasons why. Whether it is or not, I do not know. Cannot say.
Well, ultimately, it's not much of our business, is it? But
no.
it's just one of those silly little bits of news that caught my eye because of her proximity to the other news. If
Yes,
they hadn't been so close together, I wouldn't have taken much note of it.
I'll be honest, that was my first thought as well.
Yeah, it seems odd that they both happen at such a similar time and there not be some sort of connection. Not impossible, just seems improbable.
Yeah.
You need a gun on the top.
I know I do.
So why did you put a fucking sunflower down? You'd have money for a gun by now.
Sunflower pretty.
Sunflower gun get you killed.
No, it's not. Shut up. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, just remember that when you've lost your walnut. At that point, I'd have probably saved up and got the cherry bomb. Because you're losing that gun.
You just calm your tits. It's fine.
Well, my sugar tits.
Hmm.
Yeah, so anyway, vegan divorce. We didn't talk about Higgs.
Well, you mentioned it very briefly in the first video as a joke, but yes.
It's a very serious news story.
Yes, Mr. Higgs of the Higgs boson, or Dr. Higgs, or Professor Higgs, or whatever it was. Peter Higgs.
We're on first name terms.
Yeah, he passed away at 93 or something.
Some fairly old age, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a man who predicted or.
Well, he came up with the theory of the so-called God particle, the Higgs boson particle, and he lived long enough for it to be proven right. And I think there's a video of him finding out it was, that he was right. And there's a video of that.
You kind of want to be there when you want to get a
video. Which is nice. Yeah.
Do you remember how we found out?
It was a large hadron collider, wasn't it?
Yeah, back in 2012.
Just sort of mashing shit together and seeing what happened.
Yeah, I remember when everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's going to cause a black hole" when they fire that thing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
People were so stupid.
There were lots of fears of that.
Back in 2012.
Yeah.
Who knew that things wouldn't get really bad for another
Who knows? We'd
4
be
years.
fucking begging for it.
Oh yeah, I'll take a black hole any day these days.
Yeah. I'm not even going to make a joke about you being disgusting. All right. With the shop, okay. What I'm waiting for is the shop to open because there's an item that I think is kind of invaluable.
Oh, okay. It's not the shovel, is it? That lets you.
Hello, Crazy Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Yes, we can dig up plants and replace them. This is the first glimpse of a mini game.
So yeah, I had to submit a meter reading.
Yeah, you mentioned it, didn't you?
Well, I don't know if I mentioned it or not. I knew it needed doing. I do it semi-regularly. Well, every 3 months I ask for one. Nice shot.
Thank you.
And it just seemed odd. It seemed interesting to me, but it was when it was because you asked me literally last week if about my gas bills.
Yeah.
So just the timing on it seemed awkward. It was a bit higher than I was expecting it to be.
Well, how much was it?
Just over 500.
Jesus, for the month?
No, for a quarter.
Okay. What's a so that's okay. Oh.
Well, no, but I mean, I normally it's more like 300. So it was a bit higher than I was expecting it to be. So, but I mean, it would have been January, February, March.
I suppose you have your heat on, do you?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Okay. So where's all that heat coming from then? That gas bill?
I tend to keep it around 18.
Okay.
Here. So I mean, that's probably going to be doing something when it's 2-3 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So at that point, it is pretty much consistently on a low level heat.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not. But I mean, prices are what they are, and
yeah.
I'm not direct debit, which obviously is a bit more expensive. Not a lot more expensive. I looked at the numbers. We're talking like 20 quid a year or something. It's not. It's ridiculous. It's not. For the sake of my comfort and convenience in knowing they can't just randomly take fuck knows how much off me, I'll pay the extra 20 quid. I don't care.
Well, these things are concerning to me because I'm in the process of viewing houses tomorrow, as I mentioned, and yeah, but I'm going to be conservative as fuck, so we'll see.
Oh, you're not going to turn into a right winger.
No, I'm just going to be a tight arse.
Well,
go on, say you like a tight arse or whatever you want to say.
What are you doing?
What?
Oh, yeah, you still okay, aren't you? I forgot they were allowed to cross the line.
Yeah.
That wasn't the only thing I wanted to say about my meter reading. I had to obviously go to the meter, check it, all that kind of crap. But they changed the box that it's in. The box that it was in before didn't have a door on it. Like the door wasn't there. Whoever had looked after it before I moved in hadn't looked after it. So they've replaced them by the looks of things. But I didn't have the key to open it. I never got given a key to open it, so I had to buy a fucking key so I could open my own gas box, so I can provide the meter reading. I shouldn't have to give, because who the fuck still needs to give a meter reading in a fucking, you know, in a world of smart meters.
Wow. It's an old council flat, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've got a smart meter for the electric, so you know. There's no good excuse for it.
No.
But no, yeah, meter readings. I just thought the timing on that was quite interesting as well. Have you ever heard the song "Don't Stop" by Fleetwood Mac?
No.
You probably have. It's for "Don't Stop Thinking About."
Oh yeah, I like that song.
Yeah, it's a nice song, isn't it? The music at the start makes me think of Fireman Sam.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's a drum build up, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I timed it. I timed it by singing it. There's enough time for you to sing the first couple of lines of Fireman Sam before the actual singing comes in. So I'm seeing a connection here.
Maybe.
You know, I was listening to it.
Son.
It came on as like a suggested
song.
Come
on, son. Thank you.
It came on as a suggested song on Spotify, and I thought, yeah, I'll listen to this. And it got to the end of the drum bit with the build up, and I thought, Fireman Sam. So I went back, had another listen, and I'm telling you, it could be. It could be. And then I spent some of the day listening to a Fireman Sam thing because it was in my head.
Mm-hmm.
As these things often get. If you
Yeah.
think about them, you know. And you know me, I like a bit of music, don't I?
Yeah, you do. You do like a bit of music, don't you?
Yeah, it's kind of like one of my main entertainments, to be honest with you.
Shit.
Music is a very important thing for me. Brains. We are flying through these. Right, let's do the one that you don't want to talk about.
Formula One or Star Wars?
Formula One. It's a nice short one.
Well, jolly good.
We had the Japanese Grand Prix.
Or Grand Prix, as I used to call it as a little boy.
Well, yeah, I know what you like about Grand Prix. Anyway, started at 6 a.m. here, which is quite an early start for a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It then promptly stopped at 6:03 a.m. and was paused for half an hour because someone decided to tap into someone else and spin both cars out on the second corner.
Was that deliberate then?
Well, it was a racing incident. It was one of those situations where someone was looking one direction, they should have been looking the other. They tapped, they touched, and they crashed out. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have incidents where people are looking not quite where they should be looking. And trouble is, it was perfectly justified. You can see on the camera what he's doing. You can see why he's doing it based on what's going on around him. It's not really anyone's fault. It's just some of that happens. Like sometimes, if you're playing football, someone's gonna get nudged, right, every now and again.
Well, it's a close contact thing, isn't it?
Exactly. People fall over sometimes, and the cars in Formula One are getting a lot wider.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking. They're like 2 meters wide now, which is fairly hefty. 200 meters. So yeah, they had a half-hour break after two corners. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Because they had to fix the barrier, you see, because they'd crashed into a barrier. And if everybody
Mm.
crashed into it once, well, it means they can crash into it, right?
Mm.
Which means that if it happens again and they've not fixed it, then someone's more likely to get hurt, like
Mm.
quite seriously hurt. And they were fine at the end of the day, but you know they both walked away from it. It's just one of those circumstances where it's not quite what you want. And there was a lot of
Mm.
tire strategy going on, but you won't be interested in that, and I don't know how to explain it to you. So,
Well, yeah. So, how long is this season then?
what, Formula One season?
Yeah, how far are we through it?
Well, that was race 4 of 24, I think. 22, 24, something like that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more races before the mid-season break.
Right.
But we've got a week off. There isn't one this weekend. It's China next weekend.
Right.
At which point we will have, I believe, the first time a driver has driven a home Grand Prix in China.
Oh.
He's been in the sport for a few years, but because of COVID, they hadn't been there for a while.
Mm.
So, yeah, first time in history that'll happen. It's also actually first time since 2012 that we had a Japanese driver score points in their home Grand Prix this last weekend because Yuki Tsunoda scored points.
Well, good for Yuki.
Yeah, good for Yuki. His teammate is the one who crashed out. Well, one of the two crashed out. The one who, technically speaking, caused the accident. It was his teammate. And it's funny because his teammate is a more experienced driver. Say funny, you know, as funny as it gets in sport. Yeah. Have you seen that there's a trailer out for Joker 2?
I have. I was tempted to watch it, if only so I could put it on well, my topic list, but I didn't. I don't know anything about it apart from the fact that it's a musical with what's her face.
They are saying it's not a musical.
Oh right, I thought it was, and it had Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I know that last bit is true, but I did think I had heard it was a musical.
They were saying apparently the people behind the film are saying it's not a musical, but music features a very important role.
Okay.
So whether that's them being coy about the fact that it's a musical because the Mean Girls thing didn't come back, it wasn't met with too much positivity, was it?
What Mean Girls thing?
Isn't that a musical? The thing that they did recently, the follow up to Mean Girls.
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Have you seen the original Mean Girls?
No, I haven't. I know it was huge when I was at sixth form.
It was absolutely massive, and you know what? I honestly think it's a film well worth watching. Like I wouldn't normally think that about the genre, but it's entertaining. It's got Lindsay Lohan in it before she went a bit bonkers.
Wow.
You've got the stereotypes of the high school genre.
Yeah.
In a way which is genuinely actually entertaining as well as ridiculous. You know. If you've got the time, I'd recommend it, but I know that you've probably got a lot of other things on you.
I've got a lot of other things on everything really.
Yeah. Oh, you got a jumper.
And hopefully I can freeze him a bit and slow him down. That'll do it.
I thought you were going to stick something away. No, I quite like the first Joker film. It was a decent enough film. It was referenced. There's the stair scene is quite famous from the original, where he's dancing down the stairs to Rock and Roll Part 2 by Gary Glitter.
What, in Mean Girls?
No, in Joker.
I know, I'm only joshing you.
I know, but sometimes you're stupid enough to actually. So they reference that scene apparently a few times in the trailer. Again, I've not actually seen it. I read about it earlier.
Yeah.
And the BBC article made a point of saying that, thankfully, not to any music by Gary Glitter this time.
But it's
a shame.
They knew of Gary Glitter's history when they made the original film, so it may well have been intentional, just to add that sort of eerie, creepy air to offbeat on, you know.
That's fair enough. It's good to see him doing well, isn't it? Really.
What, Gary Glitter?
No, Mr. Phoenix.
Yeah, he won an
'Cause
Oscar, didn't he?
Yeah, he got an Oscar for that role, and I would say it was deserved. But I probably didn't see many of the other contenders that year, so I can't really be too sure about it. But he, I mean, I thought he did a decent job, and obviously it's interesting to see him still doing such big roles after so long after Gladiator, for example. You know, because he was in that, wasn't he? As
The Emperor. Yeah. What was the Emperor's name? I can't remember. Commodus. What was it?
He probably smelled like a Commodus.
Yeah.
We are burning through these. Would you like the connections, or would you like my last topic?
God, we really have burned through them, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should talk a bit about the gameplay or something, and have a little pause from connections and topics and whatnot.
Okay. You got so much money that you don't need.
Yeah.
I mean, sunflower.
Well, that's sort of what you want, because you sort of build up and
you can react.
By the halfway point, you've basically got your lines of defense set up and everything set up.
Oh my god, that's our house, Ben. I hope you're defending it well.
Chompers are very slow.
Oh, that reminded me.
What?
The whole defend your house thing. Yeah. I watched an episode of Always Sunny yesterday, which was basically Home Alone.
Yeah.
But it was Home Alone because Charlie had been left at the bar by himself during the Super Bowl, and he thought people were trying to break in. So he set all these traps, but he accidentally set off himself. And like, I'm talking a fucking bear trap at one point.
I hope that's enough space for it to that bomb to set up.
Yeah, it should be plenty. It was before.
Yeah, but it was there before, wasn't it?
You could have probably moved it forward too.
Oh no, we're good.
Could have moved it forward 3.
We're good. We're good.
So yeah, I mean, they did the full Home Alone thing where he's like, they did the aftershave, and there was like, I don't know why this isn't hurting. I don't know why I'm screaming. And shit like that.
Because he just shaved.
Running around. No, I mean, you know.
The kid in the movie, isn't it?
I don't know. I think he just. Anyway, yeah, they did the whole proper parody thing. And I mean, they've done a few Charlie heavy episodes actually that I've noticed. One of them has you following him around while he's prepping for a health inspector visit. And it's like the camera literally I could swear it's just the one camera following him the whole time for like 20 minutes, no cuts. I mean, they probably cut, right? They probably did it in a way that makes it look like they didn't.
Yeah.
But it does look an awful lot like they didn't. It's supposed to look like they didn't. And you know, it was an interesting take on the episode, considering take on the show, given how the rest of it's gone. I was impressed to see it.
So you're liking It's Always Sunny then?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
You said it definitely picked up once Danny DeVito got involved.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
That reminds me.
What?
I need to Google something quick. When it decides it's gonna. Might be a bit of a giveaway. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, here it is. Here it is. Fucking. So there was recently a. Can I find the? Maybe I can find the whole thing.
What was there recently, Jordan?
No, there was recently a poll on Reddit for the best nude scene Hollywood has ever produced.
Did Danny DeVito win?
Well, I want to know if you can think of. I want to know what scenes you can.
Well,
think of,
well, Titanic springs to mind.
Okay, they haven't specifically mentioned Titanic, I don't think, in this article that I can see, but it hasn't got like the top however many. It's just there's some that have been mentioned, and they haven't singled that out or something. But yeah, I can see what that thing someone plays. Any others that you can think of that might have made
Basic Instinct. Would they count that? It's not nude.
I don't think they would have necessarily counted that, to be honest with you. I can't see it on here again.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Also not mentioned.
I don't know.
Well, they've mentioned the woman with 3 breasts in the original Total Recall.
Oh yeah.
They've mentioned Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Did they mention Sleepaway Camp? Not particularly arousing, I grant you, but you know, startling.
No, that's not on here.
No, I'm going to keep with that.
Is that the film where the kid's been raised as one gender? But
yeah, they were born a boy and their crazy aunt raised them as a girl.
I feel like based on the items on this list, people were specifically thinking
erotic.
Sexual.
No, I'm surprised Titanic's not on there. Truth be told,
it probably is on there, but it's just not mentioned in the article that I can find about it. Let me see if I can.
I love how the plants sort of bob about. I think it's very endearing.
Would you like to guess what the most popular result was?
Well, give me 3 options, and I'll guess.
If I tell you 3 options and have the actual one on there, you're going to go with the actual one because it is so fucking ridiculous compared to everything else on the list.
It'll be Danny DeVito or something, won't it? Or
it was Danny DeVito as Frank Reynolds climbing out of a couch in Always Sunny with over 20,000 votes. I'm
glad he's found a life playing scuzzballs.
Like the second highest vote, apparently, if I can find the damn thing, is Alexandra Daddario in an episode of True Detective with 9,500 votes. So we're talking 11,000 more people voted for DeVito crawling butt naked out of a couch, covered in his sweat. You know, it's a fucking harrowing scene. But what else is there?
Okay.
Someone did mention Basic Instinct on here actually. 1,700, nearly 1,800 votes. Salma Hayek in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Is she a vampire in that scene?
Yeah, and I mean at times not a particularly enjoyable looking. Jamie Lee Curtis got mentioned in Trading Places, but I didn't get voted very high up. I've not seen any. Oh, Wolf of Wall Street did get mentioned for 1,000 votes. Phoebe Cates mentioned. Starship Troopers, the shower scene got mentioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, all sorts of there. But no, the fact that you mentioned DeVito and it reminded me about that scene, and I thought, well, yeah. I mean, I have to assume he is indeed genuinely naked.
I'm glad there's an awful lot of affection for Danny DeVito.
They used the N-word in an episode, you know. Which threw me off. Like, because they danced around the idea of maybe using it when they did we're going to turn into black people for the episode sort of thing. Where they could learn about discrimination and whatever. But they didn't use it. It was suggested that Frank might take the opportunity of being black to use it because he's never going to get another chance. And then later on, Charlie uses it as part of a question, guessing a word that someone was talking about, and it just threw me off a bit. I was very surprised for it to happen, and I can't help but wonder how that went down, but not wonder enough to look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Yeah. How do you think this level's going? It looks like it's going all right.
Well, you see, look, I'm not a massive gamer. It's pretty basic, but you know, that's the strategy. And look, we've just passed the first flag, so we'll be all set up for the next one. And getting everything in place. We'll have plenty of sun.
Here comes the sun. Do.
See, once I get this done, I won't have to spend so much, and I can build up and get a cherry bomb to finish.
See, if I were you, I'd let them farm up a little bit, and then replace one of your rows with sunflowers with a batch of normal guns again. Personally, but I mean that's just me.
There's sort of no point really.
Well,
and if any flowers that are left over, I get money for, or any sun that's left over, I get money for. Oh dear.
And you do want that shop. Would you like me connections around?
Go on then.
Okay, there's quite a lot of names on this list. I'm going to read them in the order they are presented, which means that some of them may be more obvious than others, but I just don't care enough to try and organise it because I'll lose track.
Okay.
So, 3 Doors Down.
That's a sitcom, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
Well, it might be, but not in this case.
Go on then.
311 and AC/DC.
AC/DC's a band. I'm guessing they're
Hey,
all bands.
That is my my reason for thinking that 3 Doors Down is not the sitcom, if it is a sitcom.
Okay.
Any ideas so far?
No.
Okay. Would you like some more?
Yes, please.
The Ad-Libs,
Mm-hmm.
Afro Celt Sound System featuring Peter Gabriel, Alice in Chains,
Yeah.
Alien Ant Farm, and The Animals.
Is it about controversy?
No.
Is it to do with a song they released?
Not directly.
Is it to do with a song they're associated with?
Not directly.
Okay.
I mean, it's absolutely to do with their music, but it's not the fact that they made the music that's the issue.
I just want to say, I really enjoy the relationship that the player has with the zombies in this. You know, they're kind enough to leave a note.
They're very polite in it.
Yeah, they're
Can't spell house though.
No.
They can spell sincerely, but can't spell house. Which reminds me, that episode where Charlie does the traps. He writes closed for salmonella and Super Bowl on a sign outside, and the only word that's spelled correctly is salmonella.
Huh.
Which is like, what the fuck? Have all the words to get wrong in it. So no, yeah. Who was the last thing I said? It was The Animals, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want some more?
Yes, please.
Okay. Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Bad Company. The Bangles. And Bare Naked Ladies.
Okay, the Bangles. So it's not to do with a song they released.
No,
they sang.
It's not. Is that a question or is that a statement?
It's a statement.
Okay.
Well, that's the question, really.
Make your fucking mind up. No. It is the song that caused this list to exist in the first place.
Okay.
I'm giving you the bands that are associated with the songs, but the songs aren't themselves. Like, it doesn't, you know.
Well, have they all covered a song?
Probably. I mean, they've probably all covered something, but that's not the thing.
Okay, so it's one song, is it?
No.
Okay, so it's a song that they didn't sing.
That's not what I said.
Okay. Well, mate, your fucking mind up.
I'll tell you what. Let me give you some more, and we'll see if it makes any more sense. Fontella Bass, or might be Fontella Bass.
Right.
Beastie Boys,
Mm-hmm.
The Beatles, Pat Benatar, and Black Sabbath.
Is it to do with a theme in a song that they sang?
I would say that
A theme or a
probably,
word or...
I would say that there is probably a joining theme between them that caused them to be on this list. Yes.
So they're all songs about Egyptians?
Right, you thinking that because of the Bangles?
Yeah.
No, but that song is why the Bangles are on the list.
Okay. I need to test my Bangles knowledge now, do I?
Not necessarily. You've basically you found the reason why they're on the list.
Yeah,
So
but I
the
need
thing
to
that put them on
see
the list.
what is significant about the song "Walk Like an Egyptian."
Okay, I can give you some more people if you want.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so Blood, Sweat and Tears,
Okay.
Blue Oyster Cult,
Oh, Blue Oyster Cult sang "Don't Fear the Reaper."
not why they're on the list, but yes, they did. Boston.
Did they? Is it that song about Joan Crawford they did?
Uh,
About her coming back from the dead and avenging herself on her adopted daughter who wrote "Mummy Dearest."
I'm not familiar with the with this particular song, so I don't know. So no, I can't answer that question. Yeah, Boston, Los Bravos, and Jackson Brown.
Are all these songs featured in a show or TV or a movie or something?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I can give you more.
Yeah, go on.
The Chi Lights, Petula Clark, The Clash, Phil Collins, and Sam Cooke.
Well, Petula Clark famously sang "Downtown."
Did not the reason. Although I suppose it could have been as well.
So all these songs have a theme in common. They're all songs
there is-
about something. They're all songs that make reference to something.
Again, not directly.
Okay.
Again, I can give you many, many more.
Okay. Go on.
Okay. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown,
Fire.
Credence Clearwater Revival. Oh, you're right, it is Fire, it's the song, but put them on the list. Credence Clearwater Revival, The Crickets, The Cult, Bobby Darin, and the Dave Clark 5.
Bobby Darin sang "Somewhere Beyond the Sea."
Not the song, but okay.
Can I have a clue?
I wouldn't even know. Some of these songs are on the list because they're cheerful.
Were they
So
voted the happiest songs or something?
No. Like some of these musicians are musicians who have released a song, and that song is on this list because they are cheerful songs. I don't know how to explain the connection between the songs that are not cheerful songs without giving away the entire thing. Yeah, plenty more songs I can give you. So plenty more bands.
Okay, go on then.
Skeeter Davis, Neil Diamond, Dio, The Doors, The Drifters, Drowning Pool.
I'm clueless. I'm gonna need
More.
someone else here. Yeah.
Okay, Bob Dylan, Everclear, Shelley Fabares, Filter, Foo Fighters, Fuel.
I'm not gonna get it just by going on the artist. I need songs. Give me the artist and the song. That would help.
Oof, okay.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to skip a few of these because there's going to be songs I don't think you've heard.
Okay.
Or
Or just give me a big clue.
Okay. These are on a list because it was suggested that something should happen regarding the songs that these people made.
Censored. Or edited. Were they chosen to be preserved?
Nope.
Are they all in the Library of Congress or something?
No, that's not it.
Banned?
Specifically, not technically not banned. It's just suggested that they not be played.
Not be played in 9/11.
This is the Clear Channel memorandum. These are the bands that it was suggested that songs that they did, specific songs that they did, not be played post 9/11 for their work.
You're right, we have done this before.
I thought we might have done. I couldn't remember for
but
sure.
I gave you the songs. Yes, Walk Like an Egyptian presumably made idiots think of Islam.
Must have done, yeah. But yeah, for specific, their title or lyrics vaguely refer to open subjects intertwined with the 9/11 attacks, such as airplanes, collisions, death, conflict, violence, explosions, the month of September, and New York City, as well as general concepts that could be connected to aspects of the attack, such as the sky falling and weapons.
Yeah.
Also included under the ban, which again they specified it wasn't really a ban, were several happy and celebratory songs, famously including Louis Armstrong's "What a Wonderful World."
Yeah, you can't have that.
As they believe playing joyful music in the aftermath of the attacks was inappropriate. Now, WASH, or WASH, a Clear Channel-owned station in Washington, D.C., reportedly played Kool and the Gang's Celebration while the memorandum was being circulated, which brought a polite, if reproachful, call from one listener who was assured by the station that the song's broadcast was a mistake.
Yeah, it's like how there was so much controversy because Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers came out not too long afterwards. People thought it was in terribly bad taste.
It's like, this is what it's called. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the songs, some of it's a bit ridiculous to be honest with you. Like "Smooth Criminal" by Alien Ant Farm, which is a cover.
Well, they were smooth criminals, weren't they?
Well, what makes it in particularly weird is that the Michael Jackson version wasn't included.
I suppose it's the line "You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal."
It's still in his version, so what does it? Like,
yeah, I know, it's weird. Too big to count that maybe Michael Jackson's people kicked off.
Well,
incidentally,
I think it might be because of the difference in genre. Theirs is much more rocky, much more angsty, whereas his is, it's Michael Jackson. It's pop music, isn't it?
Yeah, I think certainly I did hear some Michael Jackson news recently. There's been a move, but are you familiar with the Leaving Neverland documentary?
I've heard of it.
Well, the two men in that have recently, I think they've begun a campaign to have Michael Jackson's nude photos released that were taken during the time of his arrest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nude photos of him?
Yeah, because they had the when they were boys, they said, they described identifiable features.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not cheery, not cheery one.
No, not particularly cheery news, but
why don't you? I like these little mushroom fellows.
I've got more on the Clear Channel thing.
Oh, go on then.
They had a Billy Joel song on there.
We didn't start the fire.
No.
Piano Man.
Only the good die young. Which makes sense. I can understand sort of why they've gone with that.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is why, given the other themes that were involved, they didn't include New York State of Mind.
Well, are you sure it was out by then?
Yeah, New York State of Mind was definitely out by 9/11. It was released in like 70s. I think it's on the same album as Piano Man, which came out in like 74. In fact, I'm going to check, but something tells me it was a... 76 came out.
Lovely.
No, it was on turnstiles, not. Was Piano Man 74? Was that 84? No, yeah, it was 73 was singles. Album would have been 74. I know the album was 73 as well. Oh, so do I know. They had 3 Elton John songs. Can you remember what any of them were?
America, You Had This Coming, perhaps his most controversial piece.
No, that didn't make the list. Are you sure that was released by then? Wasn't that a reactionary piece that he did?
No, Elton John's not quite that controversial.
No, he's not. You know, he's had top 10 hits in 6 decades now.
He's quite something, and he's an excellent pianist. Have you seen the clip of him singing the oven instructions? That
no, I don't think
I can't remember. It's like an audience with program, and one of the guests is I can't remember his name. He was in the Star Wars film, the last one of the 3. He's an English actor. He was in that film. Oh, fuck.
I need more to go on.
I know. I can't remember. It's annoying because I can't remember the name of the actor, and I can't remember the name of the fucking film either.
What trilogy? Original or prequel?
The prequel, the sequel trilogy.
Oh, the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
English actor. John Boyega?
No, he's older. I keep wanting to say his name is Richard something, but I don't think it is.
Oh no, I know who you mean. He was in Doctor Who as well, and he did. He
was in Doctor Who, and he played a doctor in the animated
one. The timeless one as well, wasn't he? Richard E. Grant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard E. Grant asked him, I brought the instructions from my new cooker, could you sing it? And he does. So, he is talented. Clearly very talented.
So, in all seriousness, what do you have any idea what songs of his might have ended up on this list?
Crocodile Rock.
Nope. 2 of these make sense to me. One of them doesn't, but I'm not familiar with that one.
So. Go on then. It Takes 2.
Benny and Bajettes.
There.
Rocket Man.
There.
Daniel.
What's Daniel about? Is it about a terrorist attack?
Honestly, couldn't tell you. What does it say? It doesn't specify what it is about.
Well, it might be clearer if you looked it up.
It might be, but
well, that's a mystery for another day, eh, listeners? Slash viewers.
Yeah, if we can be asked. But no, there's all sorts of songs on this. 165 bands. Some of them, Rage Against the Machine, were entirely suggested to be put out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought we might have covered it previously.
We did it on Pixelmon episode.
Was it? Was it one of them?
Yeah.
Did I get it?
You did, I'm sure. I think you did, yeah.
I
know there was a song on there that you recognised. Or we'd been talking about a song and it happened to be on the list. Red Hot Chili Peppers, maybe? Something Under the Bridge?
Maybe. I mean, I've closed the thing now.
That's right.
I can reopen if you want, but...
Nah, it's fine.
So probably... you know what? Fuck it.
Okay, fine.
Red Hot... No, not Red Hot. Red... Airplane and Under the Bridge.
Under the Bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
What's Under the Bridge about?
R.E.M. It's drug use, I think. Spiraling decline of drug use. Again, New York and bridges, and there's quite a lot of.
That was
bridges,
not a good use of a bomb, was it?
It didn't look that good from my perspective.
No. But hey, I am confident. You see, at this point, we can't lose because we've got all our lawnmowers. If we do get, I think I was wrong. I don't think we get money for the sun. We get money for the lawnmowers.
Yes, you definitely get money for lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Have we got much more of this?
What? Are you taking the piss?
Oh, I was deliberately taking the piss. Yes, I thought it
No,
would
I'm
be funny.
sorry.
I thought it would be funny. I don't care. Carry on as long as it takes. I'm hardly one to have a right to complain after, you know,
True that.
how long Walking Dead took. But we're committed now.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm genuinely enjoying the story. It's just because it's a video game. There's a lot of slower moments,
Yeah,
whereas a
they do lean
film would
towards.
limit those.
Well, you'd hope.
Or a miniseries, yeah.
Well, the trouble is,
Well, I say they would.
there'd be a filler
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
where all the crap happens, and then you sat there and you've got to watch it because you never know if something's going to dramatically happen at the end.
And if it was the 90s, it'd be a cheesy clip show.
Yep. Which they did in Always Sunny. They did a clip show.
Did they put a spin on it?
They did put a spin on it. Would you like to know what their spin was?
Was it all misremembered stuff?
You know what? It sort of was, but it was they were telling it the way they remembered it at times. And there was one where Charlie was looking at a memory that he'd had from outside the memory, and as part of that, they ended up stuck inside someone else's memory for a little while, and they had to work out whose memory it was, and it was all very, very weird, very meta. I believe is the way people would describe it. Very ridiculous.
Still recording.
Ridiculous. Oh, of course we're still recording. Why wouldn't we be?
Paranoia.
Not paranoia if we're out to get you.
We had that discussion and I don't care to revisit it.
Too close to home.
No,
Bubbers.
I think the mushrooms are my favourite.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're a bit piddly.
It's a shame you can only use them in...
Gold coin! Same when you can what, sorry?
You can only use them in the night. Yeah, where you can get a coffee bean later, which wakes them up. And there's an upgraded version of this that people find very useful. Like
Why?
it was because it shoots in all directions.
Oh, okay.
There's a water map, and you can set it up with garlic so it funnels all the zombies down the middle, and you put these on the side, and it just sort of clears them out. And that's the way people sort of farm money.
Makes sense. There's always a way, isn't there, to game the system?
Well, it's in I think survival 10 rounds or something.
Can't trust the
Actually,
system
why did
you
I
can't
do
game.
that? I'll whack that there. And we'll just stick another... Oh, fuck, I misclicked. Oh well, you go there and hold the line.
Alright, Toto.
Oh dear. Okay, this is not going as... There we go, that'll help.
Crikey. You know, yesterday, I like, at 11:30, I was like, oh my god, I'm getting tired. And like, just after midnight, I got into bed, went pretty much straight to sleep. And I felt really shit when I woke up this morning.
No, I do not want to upgrade. Did you really?
Yeah, I was.
Is the shop open yet? The shop is not open yet. Okay.
Ooh.
No, I said no. I'm saving up for something special.
What are you saving up for?
A rake.
Okay.
So the rake, it automatically goes in the row where the first zombie is going to appear, so it buys you a little bit extra time. Use that. I'm probably going to use that as well, aren't I?
Do they do the Sideshow Bob noise?
No.
Disappointed.
Boop, boop.
At least in the second one, you could break for gravestones by shooting at them.
Yeah, that might be a better way to. Actually, I don't like this, but I do find it useful, and certainly later when we've got a bit of sun saved up, it may well help.
Yeah, maybe.
You're getting sleepy.
Yeah, but I've had a busy day. Doesn't really stop today. I ended up taking quite a late lunch because like shit was hitting the fan. Well, it wasn't shit hitting the fan. It's just it was something needed dealing with and needed dealing with urgently, and it wasn't as straightforward as it should be. Ironically enough, a payment to HMRC. Yeah. So HSBC has got this thing where they will check the beneficiary for a bank account for you, and they don't always do it, but they sort of spot check it every now and again. There'll be days where I'm setting payments up, and they'll do it for every single one, and there'll be days where they don't do it for any of them. So there's going to be some sort of system to it, but I don't know what it is. And these are details that we got from the HMRC website, the relevant one. They're saying, look, pay these bank details, and HSBC are saying these don't match up. The name that you've told us that these relate to, and the details, they don't agree. So this is one of those where maybe there's a problem. Are we going to go ahead and do it, or are we going to question this? We decided we're going to go ahead and do it, but we're going to tell the guy who needed to actually authorise the payment.
Yeah.
So that he could make that decision for himself, because he's authorised to make that sort of a decision. I'm just a pleb, right? I'm just a guy doing it untold.
You're just an office goon.
In the time between me setting the payment up and him being told, he authorised it. Which means that no one had that conversation with him, and I don't know if anyone ever did have that conversation with him. Now, the money ended up where it was meant to go. We found that out after the fact. But it's like, literally, we're talking 2-3 minutes of time, and it's authorised it. So he must have got some sort of notification and dealt with it. But like, if it had gone horribly wrong, I made sure that it was made clear that I was just doing as I was told, because it was like 11 grand or something. Yeah. Like 11 grand's not going to break the bank for us, because we're quite a fairly well-off company, but we're not. It's not the kind of money that I would turn my nose up at if someone sent it to me. So if any of our viewers feel like sending a load of money to us,
they don't even feel like commenting.
Yeah, well, that's true. But you say that, but my best customer never comments on any of my work that I do that isn't for him. And he is definitely my best customer. 96 quid, Ben.
Is that too far? No, that's just in range.
That's a ridiculous amount of money to be spending on
96 quid.
96 quid.
Are you charging a quid per caption then?
I am charging a quid per one. I'm thinking of upping it, but I feel bad doing that to him. Also, there's not a lot of other people doing it, like asking for it at the moment, so it's not like I'd suddenly double my income.
If you build it, they will come, so to speak.
Well, yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That's what they seem to want to do. It's one of them things, but I'm taking it. I'm not doing anything with the money. I'm leaving it in the PayPal. He actually still owes me for these ones and 5 of the last one, so he owes me 25 quid. But like, he was good for the 40, so I'm not gonna stress about it. Like, fuck it, right? He paid me that lot when that would have been the prime opportunity to fuck me over if he was going to, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, he seems like a loyal customer, so you wanna appreciate him.
And he does the friends and family payment type, which means that I don't get charged fees for it either.
Lovely.
I don't. I just send them a list and like a link. Like, I've got one on my profile, and it gives them the options to how we're going to pay for it. And I tell you, he chooses to do it a different way. But I think the pay that I do it charges the fee automatically. I think he does it separately. But that's how he ended up paying the wrong person last time. So cat has decided to climb up onto my leg.
Now you may be wondering why I'm putting these 3 mushrooms here.
Slow him down.
Partially, but also we've got the pole vaulters.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And they're going to jump over that and slap bang right at this guy, for example. Watch him, watch him, watch him. See him?
That's all right.
He's going
I've seen
up.
it before. You've already done it. Got no arms left. He's armless.
You got one more topic, have you?
Yeah, but it's not a very big one.
That's alright.
It's your penis. No, you know, did you hear about Michigan?
Did you hear about what?
Michigan.
You said Michigan.
Yeah, I know. I said Michigan.
Okay, yeah, no, go on.
They have convicted the parents of
that.
school shooter
Which is
for
good.
providing the gun and not noticing the warning signs.
Hmm.
Which is an interesting. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it makes sense.
Parents, you are responsible for your children's actions.
Yes,
To a certain
absolutely.
point.
The fact that they bought the gun definitely provides them with. I've actually been to the shop, surely.
No, that's the almanac. So if we have a look, go for view plants. No, I love the almanac because it's got like funny little things. Look at these funny little descriptions.
Tell you what my confusion was.
He's too busy thinking about his investment strategy.
There's some of the new items they've brought into Stardew Valley include an almanac, and I was thinking that it's a shop thing, but it's not. It tells you the prices of everything.
This is one of my favourite ones. Certainly.
Let me read it. Chomper almost got a gig doing stunts for the little shop of horrors, but it fell through when his agent demanded too much on the front end. Chomper's not resentful, though. He just says it's part of the business. Okay, then.
It's just fun. It's silly. It's the perfect level of silly for me, I think.
What do you want, Cat? Why are you climbing on my lap? I finished the second Red Dwarf audiobook this week.
Did you?
Yeah, obviously I know you're not a big Red Dwarf fan, are you? But
I don't know. I might give it a go one of these days. It makes me think of that thing you watch that you're not really interested in, but you stick it on at like 3 o'clock in the morning because you can't really sleep, or you don't want to go to sleep, and there's fuck all else on. So fuck it, stick Red Dwarf on. I'm almost certainly doing it a massive disservice.
They did some really clever stuff, and after season 8, I've not really caught much of after season 8. But this audiobook, it basically, the 2 books combine a bunch of different elements from different episodes from the show into one long overarching story. And one of the really good episodes, as far as I'm concerned, features a backwards planet,
right?
Where time is running backwards, and with it, everything else is backwards. So, if say,
hang on, is this in the series or is this in one audiobook? Did you say?
Both. It's in both.
Oh, okay.
So, like, say they go to a cafe, the waiter would bring them a plate with some crumbs on it. They would effectively vomit up the sandwich that had been on there.
Yeah.
And then the waiter would take it back.
I have a feeling I may have seen clips of that.
You may well have done. It's presented in the. I don't remember it coming up in the TV show at all. It's presented in the audiobook as being that there's 7 alternate universes, or 7 parallel universes going on at the same time, and ours doesn't make sense because it's meant to be experienced backwards, and we're the only one going forwards, which would sort of make us the backwards one, really, when you think about it. but the universe makes more sense. It only really makes sense if you look at it all backwards. It's a ridiculous idea, but I mean,
I suppose it's fun,
Red
isn't it?
Dwarf, so you expect it to be. It did make me wonder. It's basically as if everyone was living in a sort of Benjamin Button style.
Is this your topic?
No. It's the Michigan thing. Michigan.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh god, it's all kicking off.
It did make me wonder, which is more horrific a life? One where you start off old, become more physically capable, and then become much less physically capable with a decreasing level of understanding about the world around you as you get older.
That could be either.
Or, well, no, okay, fine.
They're basically the same.
Well, no, because I did say start off old.
Okay, right. But yeah, I mean,
what would be more? Which is the more horrifying life? Do you think one where it's forwards, where you get old and useless, or one where you get young and useless without the comprehension? Absolutely, without the comprehension to understand what's going on. Whereas if you're older, if you're going forwards like we are,
I suppose we have
to assume we're more likely to be comprehend what's going on when we're towards the end, aren't we?
Yeah, true that.
So I think backwards would probably be more horrifying.
What is the deal with that Benjamin Button guy?
I don't know. That's another audiobook I want to listen to.
I know he ages backwards, but is that like noteworthy in the world? Is he like a curio? Does he?
It's just a strange thing that happens. They did the film, didn't they?
The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah. Brad Pitt, wasn't it? Something like that. But no, I got the audiobook in my library. It was free and it's like an hour long, and I keep meaning to listen to it, but I just haven't got around to it. Much shorter than I thought it would be.
These gravestones don't have throw things off.
Because you can't use the symmetry.
Well,
in the cemetery.
It just what?
You can't use your symmetry in the cemetery.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, I misheard. I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Gravestones. What am I going to be talking about? You been to any gravestones lately?
No, I've not been to a graveyard in a little while.
No, me neither. I've not had much call to be honest with you. It's one of those things where, why am I going to go to see some graves? All the people I know are dead, and I would have been interested in, going to see. They're all cremated anyway, so. Plus, I'm not one of those whole big believers in an afterlife.
No.
Nah. I very much feel like when it's done, it's done. Enjoy it when you can.
So I've been talking about Columbo. Well, I say we've been talking about Columbo. We've talked about Columbo before, haven't we?
We have. He has come up in conversation.
Have you seen any Columbo?
I've seen little bits, but nothing major. No full episodes, I don't think.
This is the bit that separates the men from the boys.
I assume you had more you wanted to say about that?
Yeah, I want to get the box set.
Oh, okay. Are there many episodes?
A lot.
Okay. How many's a lot?
A fair old amount.
Okay.
fuck.
So
Come
in
on,
other
for
words,
fuck's sake. Hey, okay, that's cuter. I guess it... I don't know, I guess the other one died at the same time, so... I don't know.
maybe you found the glitch.
Maybe. How long have we been
So
going?
does that mean that they can't eat that one? Hour 16. So we're calling hour 10.
Yeah. Well, the hypno shroom really did help, didn't it?
It did. If only you'd bought the extra one.
Yeah. What do you think?
Get the hypno.
Okay.
I mean, how helpful is the other one, really?
Ugh, that's a lot of graves.
Don't put your foot in it.
See, this is where my carefully laid strategy goes out the window. There's just not enough room.
Well, that's what separates the men from the weaklings.
Men from the boys. But we'll fight the good fight.
That we will. Oh, crikey.
Yep. These fucking pricks are gonna get me, aren't they?
What about ones?
Yeah.
You could deal with them. Of course, now you got to worry about the the zombie. Yeah.
Right, hurry up and grow up.
There are people who consider video games to be a complete waste of time.
Yeah.
But there's no denying that games like this teach you the value of time resource management.
Well, yes, you've got to keep an eye on all your things. Know which robot's going to hell, which robots are looking a bit weak.
Weigh up whether you want to buy a weapon or a resource collector.
That probably wasn't the right grave to get rid of.
It's all stuff that you need to consider. Minecraft is a wonderful tool for like learning about resource management and
autistic people love it. It's very calming. Minecraft.
You didn't seem all that calm when we were playing it.
Because you were doing it wrong.
I'm not even entirely sure you know how to do it.
Shut up. I built a perfectly nice brothel or whatever the fuck it was.
I can't remember what it was. But you, dear viewer, if you're still here, which I very much doubt, but if you are, you could go and find out.
You can check it out.
Why don't you check our back catalogue of however many dozens of videos there are.
Yeah, it's a decent little bit of money for if we get in trouble, we can.
Today they did the 200th BBC Radio 2 Thursday quiz.
Oh.
That's one of the COVID media things because it's bloke who started doing pub quizzes online over COVID, and now he does a weekly quiz on BBC. It's only 5 questions, but you know. First one I ever listened to, I got 5 out of 5.
Fuck it. You're quite good at your little radio quizzes, aren't you?
You know, I know a lot of general knowledge. I do alright when I'm watching The Chase as well. Which I don't do all that often, but when I do watch it.
Yeah, I do alright with University Challenge and whatnot. Only Connect is certainly the hardest one.
Yeah, it's the one I'd be least inclined to try and go on. Just because I don't want to make a fool of myself.
I have, well, I mean, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is obviously like the one you'd go to. I did think about making a video about why it's such a fucking good show. Because it's everything from music to, you know, the light finds and the lighting and everything is so perfect.
Just gotta hope you don't get a dumbass audience.
Have you heard, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a sort of logic thing. It's about a, okay, so imagine you're on a quiz show.
Yep.
And the premise is that behind one of these doors,
It's the Monty Hall problem.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Monty Hall problem. I'll let you carry on.
Okay.
But
yeah, behind one of these 100 doors is a prize, but the other ones have nothing at all. So you're asked to pick a door, and you do so. And then the host eliminates 98 the other doors, leaving your door and one other door. And you know, the premise is, do you switch? And the Monty Hall problem suggests that it's better to switch in that instance.
Yeah, like I don't really understand the maths behind it.
I do. I saw it on Reddit and somebody explained it really well to me.
Yeah, that's the difficult part, isn't it? Is explaining it well.
Yeah, so the gist is that it's basically an odds thing. Like, there are 2 possibilities after that scenario where you've got your door and somebody else's door, or the other door.
Is it? And correct me if I'm wrong. But is it when you make the initial decision, the door that you picked has a 1 in 100 chance of being the right one? When you are presented the second door, it's a 50% chance.
Yeah.
What
are the odds? Yes, essentially. Like, what are the odds that you picked the right door out of 100 randomly, compared with the odds that the host has deliberately left the right door and eliminated 98 wrong ones, which is significantly higher.
The odds are definitely in the favour that you switch the door. I've only ever seen it presented as a 3-door situation.
Yeah, I mean, that was just the version I saw.
At which point the odds are like astronomically less significant.
Yeah.
If it's just 3 doors, 1 in 3 chance is a reasonably good chance, really.
Yeah, the more doors, the more obvious it is to switch.
Yeah. But I probably wouldn't swap if it was a 1 in 3. Personally.
No, there's less of a point there, isn't there?
Yeah. Right, stick to your guns.
Yeah, Jan Leeming's been in the news. Don't know if you know who Jan Leeming is.
No, I don't think I do.
The BBC newsreader from back in the day. And she sort of
Okay.
jokingly complained that she can't find work because of her received pronunciation accent.
Hmm.
Uh,
How did that go down?
well, a lot of those sorts of people jumped on it, 'cause of course they fucking did, going, yeah, it's all bloody foreigners these days, no room for the English on telly. But,
Talio and all that.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I bet no. Some people.
Mm. So hopefully, yeah, this is 2 out of 8. I think it goes to 10, so we'll finish these night levels and then we'll call it. Oh, fuck me. That's really bad.
Disgust you?
Yeah.
Disgust you. Could be worse. You've dealt with one of them.
Well, it's just a bit of a pain. But hey ho, we'll fight on. Fight good fight.
That's all you can do. Just keep fighting. Just keep fighting. Let's see if there's anything in the news this evening. Well, tonight now, but we're nearly.
Yeah, the BBC News, going back to O.J. Simpson, if I can revisit that briefly.
Okay.
The BBC News article was pretty light on his crimes. They sort of referenced his running back career and how great he was, but less focus on the crimes. Yeah. Anyway, go on.
I've played. I'm just looking at the British Game Awards thing, the BAFTA Game Awards thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Photography-based puzzler Viewfinder won the best British game. I've actually played that.
All right.
Played it for a while.
Is it good?
Yeah, I quite liked it. It wasn't as long as I wanted it to be.
Was it one of the best games of the year?
I don't know. It's hard to judge because I've not played a lot of the other games. You see,
Huh.
I have played Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which had 6 nominations and didn't win anything. And I would say that seems about right.
I can't really believe we made it through that.
Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom and Super Mario Bros. Wonder got a few wins. Spider-Man 2 only got 1 win, despite 9 nominations. Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of gravestones. This is going to get messy.
Dave the Diver.
I think these are Monty
design
Python references. Because another one said expired. This one says bereft of life.
Ah, the pigeon. No, sorry, the parrot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave the Diver, the director, was enthusiastic as his sushi restaurant management game beat out big name rivals to win the award for game design. Quote, "Thanks so much for giving us this award. It means a lot to us. We just beat Zelda." They got an award over the Zelda game, getting an award, and the Zelda game, the design of it is, yeah, not down tight.
Maybe it's not particularly creative, and maybe there was more. I don't know. The Zelda may not have offered much new.
Maybe.
Who bloody knows?
They took what they'd done in the first game and added a building engine to the second one to it. So, just seeing if there's anything that's animation went to high five. Technical achievement went to the Zelda game, so I suppose that makes sense.
How do you say that word again? Druid. He's a druid. I'm a druid.
Yeah.
We're all druids. The druids. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Taylor Swift's music is back on TikTok.
You said that with such excitement.
Yes,
No, it occurs to me that people watch this not knowing we record like the previous Thursday, and there's a massive news story. That,
like
I think-
today, OJ died. That's a big deal.
yeah, that's fucking huge.
But we dealt with that 2 videos ago, so go watch that one.
Yeah, we did. The O.J. Simpson. The juice is dead.
Mm.
Did you ever hear about the prank show he did after the trial?
I think we've talked about it before.
It was called Juiced.
Government should counter misinformation on TikTok.
Yeah?
Because it's ridiculous. Because they're like, oh, the government should use TikTok, but it's banned on government devices. So when are they going to do this?
What count?
It's like if you have a government device, you're not allowed to use TikTok on it.
Is there a law you can
No,
use?
it's their personal.
No, I know, but is there can you legislate to counter misinformation on TikTok? I mean,
Oh, probably not.
no.
Because people will say, I'm not giving facts, I'm giving opinion. I mean,
Oh God, I swear to God, one of the worst things that ever happened to politics is this whole thing of call in. We want to hear your opinions.
well,
No, we fucking don't. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a twat.
it really is important that people get told that they're wrong.
Well, yeah, and then you get people on Question Time voicing terrible, demonstrably untrue opinions, and politicians feeling the need on both sides, feeling the need to nod along and say, well, yes, you've raised some interesting points, and not fully agreeing, but making sure that everybody's aware that we are not disrespecting anybody's opinion on this.
Some opinions are meant to be disrespected. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to things that actually impact people's lives in a meaningful
Yes.
way, if someone's wrong, you need to fucking tell them.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the stuff we've written, it has no real world impact.
Well, that's the thing. It's when people say, "Oh, you know, you can still have disagreements with people and be friends." Like, you and I disagree on the Star Wars prequels. I think you are wrong about, you know, the Phantom Menace, which you like. And
I like it.
I don't. But that's fine because that's just a movie and it doesn't really matter. If we disagreed about whether gay people deserved rights, it might be another matter. I might have to question our friendship.
Look, at the end of the day, if they want the rights, they have to have the lefts.
Yeah.
That's my stance on the matter, and you're never going to convince me otherwise.
Well, I think they should have more rights.
If they want more rights, they should take more lefts. But every right you've got, you need to cancel out with a left.
Well, at a certain point, then you're just going around in a circle, aren't you?
No, you even less so. In fact, if all you have is rights, then yes.
Well,
you're
then
going
you
around
think
in a
you're just
circle.
going back and forward.
No.
You take a right, and then you take a left. Then you take a right,
Well,
and then you take a left.
and
You're
that's fine.
zigzagging.
And that's fine. But if all you have is rights,
God, get a load of fucking this guy.
what, Disco Stew again?
No, you.
Oh, what can I say?
You're boring
A lot of
me.
You're always bored.
I'm talking to the dead.
You are always bored, though.
No, I'm not.
Where did that come from? That was on you. Oh, the mushroom. I didn't realise that was an exploding mushroom.
Well, they left for us now. Hello, we would like to visit my snack. How does ice creams and brain sound?
Why is it with you doing a sort of roboty voice?
Because they are zombies.
That doesn't work.
Okay, let's fucking go, bitches.
That middle one's going to be a bastard.
Yeah, well, that's what we can do. Save that.
That middle one's going to be less of a bastard.
A little bit. Save that.
Save that. This is where you don't get a normal thing until way too late to actually do anything. There we go.
Probably should have opted for that one, to be honest, shouldn't I?
I absolutely would have put on the bottom one personally. But you've done it now.
Yeah, well, that's probably... There we go, that helped.
Oh, I'd have probably saved that for a little while.
I don't really have the luxury.
Why not?
Well, because if it was going to get that, and I don't want to lose that just yet.
Was it definitely going to get that?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't convinced, but...
I've played enough of this game to have a...
You didn't know if a potato was going to have time to set up earlier.
Yeah, but, well... The potato always get a little antsy on, but...
By that logic, you've basically condemned that one to die.
Have I?
Yeah.
Maybe. Or have I?
We're not so different, you and I.
Are we not?
I'll just say on the line.
What line?
We're not so different, you and I.
Okay.
I've been getting the urge to buy some more games, even though I don't need more games.
Oh, you and your hoarding.
I have so many. But some of them are on offer at the moment, and they're on my wish list, and they're sort of staring at me. Like Pacific Drive.
What's that about? Is it a driving thing?
However, did you guess?
The Pacific.
My understanding is you need to drive around, get to the coast, but it's not all as easy as it seems. But my understanding is probably incorrect.
I'm really glad that they stopped shooting if you turn them around. They stopped shooting at that.
It just seemed the most reasonable thing they could do. Like, the least they could do is stop shooting at their now ally.
He's off to
Because
live
I'm
his
sure
life.
that's somebody against the Geneva Convention to shoot your allies.
Well, it's not advisable. I would imagine.
Yeah, neither's like waging a land war in Asia, but it don't stop people doing it.
Okay.
He took down the dancing dude very easily, didn't he?
Who did?
The zombie that you turned.
Yeah, those football ones are a bit of a nightmare.
Oh no, it wasn't one of them ones.
Oh.
It was one of the disco one. Raised one up, and you turn one of the
right.
ones
Well,
raised up.
it was. I think it was more the fact that everything was shooting at it as well. Because if I remember correctly, that one was already missing an arm.
Maybe. Disco. Do you like disco music?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I was listening to recently?
That song I recommended to you last week.
No, ABBA.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they've had a remarkable. There's a lot of songs there that I really like. Well, it's a band that really. I think there's like 5 or 6 that I really like. I've also been listening to some horror themes.
Okay.
Specifically the Ginger Snaps theme. Oh shit.
Left it too late. I'm not familiar with that one.
The Ring theme, the theme tune from Scream. quite good. It almost made me want to do a list of my favourite horror movie themes, quite frankly. That was...
As if you haven't got enough going on.
Yeah, there were two of me. Things would get done a lot.
If there were two of me, oof,
Oh god,
wow,
just imagine the mess.
so much mess. We'd argue over who gets what side of a bed. Because even when I, like, 9 times out of 10, I sleep alone, right?
Yeah.
Right, technically it's like 6 times out of 7. But for argument's sake, 9 times out of 10.
Boom, boom.
But I, generally speaking,
Oh.
sleep on the right-hand side. Just out of habit. Because that's where I sleep when I'm not alone. It feels weird sleeping on the other side.
Well, we've gone for an hour and 40-ish minutes. So, yeah, why don't we call it? We've done, we're on the 3rd level.
Out of how many?
Let's see, we've got Water Day, Water Night, the Fog, I think there's a grave. So 1, 2, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7, maybe 6, 7. I think. So
We're getting Evan.
yeah.
Then.
So yes, we will pick this up next time, and incidentally, you can pick some of the flowers off. So why don't we just have a look at some. That's so funny to me.
That's true Shrounds, not because he's unhappy or because he disapproved, but because of a childhood injury that left his facial nerves paralysed. Football zombie.
We will though.
Yep, you're gonna bump into them soon.
Yes. So we'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And bye.
Bye. I haven't got anything. Okay. What's this then? Anyway, bye.